Is that any better in terms of mic? I'm showing that my mic is live. Yeah, can't hear over here. Can you hear me now, though? That's the question. So the mic is now set to the correct mic. Can you hear me in chat? It would be nice if you could let me know either way. It should be the correct mic now, and you should be able to hear me okay. I don't know why it was not set to the correct one, but Braxton Jones. So I don't know whether you guys heard Skokes and Bear Truth 9, but what I was trying to show here is that they tend to set wide rather than set back in pass pro, and they seem to be a pass first offense. So in terms of watching this, you're going to see it. And one of the things I wanted to point out here is, again, keys for what you're looking at on offense. You've got two receivers to this side of the field, a split end, which is this dude, and a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage there. So you've got two, and what you actually have in defense is these three. So you're expecting that there's a possibility that one, if not both of these two guys, could be coming and someone else dropping. So you're expecting blitz or some sort of pressure from this side, given that you're lined up. But what it looks like to me is lined up and then lined up, so head up, head up. I was saying, rather than get sort of traditional pass set, which is pushing off the right leg as a left tackle, pushing off this right leg, and then control step with your toe tap with that left foot, they tend to set wide. It's something I don't particularly like, and I noticed in the Senior Bowl, there's number 8 coming up, so you can see the pressure coming, and there's a split end pointing out, yeah, we've got pressure coming from this side. Looks like we've got a stunt up here as well, like just a basic twist, it looks like. So we have a stunt coming around there. Centre and guard look like they're picking it up quite well. But this is what I'm saying, if you watch Braxton, he's coming this way rather than this way. And this wide set, unfortunately, can lead to inside counters and things like that. So you can see, in terms of his patience, his ass is back, his weight's over his toes, he's in a fairly good position there. I'd like to see his ass a little bit lower and a little bit more knee bend, just in terms of from a comfort point of view. But again, I think this is the way that they're coaching. You can see both tackles kind of doing it the same way. For me, if you're a little bit upright like that, although you are bigger and stronger at the college level, you're going to have people like, a Khalil Mack, for example, are just going to long arm you, even though they're smaller dudes. They're going to put their hand in the middle of the chest, and they're just going to walk you back into the QB. So there's Braxton just there. So we're just basically going to look, and this is what I'm talking about. The pass ship really should be straight back, kicking off this right leg, control toe tapping with that one, keeping this foot nice and light, and that one quite low to the floor, almost sliding along the floor as you go back. That's the way I like to see it. But again, you can see, and you'll see both tackles kind of do this. It seems to be what they're coached in terms of the technique. And there you go, you see him drifting out wide already. And we've gone like, what, 1 kick step, 2 kick steps, 3 kick steps, 4 kick steps, and we've gone 4 yards. So line of scrimmage is on the yard line. You can see he starts a yard back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're at 3 yards effectively drop from where he is. This is what I'm talking about in terms of being just a little bit too upright. You can see the body lean of the defensive player there. But in terms of the length that he has, he's able to sit and be patient and sort of, he's getting kind of long down, but he's completely in control there. No issues at all in terms of that pass protection. So we're going to the second play. We're not really interested in the result as to where the ball's going. What we're interested in is, how he's looking as a pass protector. And again, it seems to be the majority of what his work is as a pass protector. So zooming in a little bit again, just to sort of give you a decent sort of angle of it. And again, this time you can see from alignment, we've got like a wide 9 and like a 7 to that side of the field. 1 there, 3 there. So this is where the wide side is. And this is the problem. When you've got a 1, it's going to take the attention of the guard and centre. I think here we're actually going to see a blitz as well. So we're actually going to see both of these linebackers come up the A and B gaps here. And it kind of is a bit of a mess. And this is what I'm talking about with that wide 9. Again, that not getting much depth on that first kick step. It's almost like a little just a slide. There's no depth to that at all. And again, the problem with that is when you've got a fast guy, which this guy is, number 49, speed rusher, he's just basically he's got a straight angle towards where the QB is, and that's kind of what he does. And then a very common move you see in the NFL is where you're sort of running straight in as if you're going to bull rush, and then you jump cut to the outside, swipe down with both hands to sort of swipe that hand down. There you go, swipe the hands down. Braxton gets caught because he doesn't have the depth. If he has the depth, he can be patient with his hands, and that, it's going to be deeper and deeper and deeper, and the QB is going to have room. There's the double blitz up the middle. Centre gets beaten as well. The right guard gets completely beaten off his man straight off the snap. So it's a real mess in terms of pass protection. But Braxton really, problem there is dropping your head, not getting the depth, not using your length. That's a bad rep for him. But the ball's turned over. And again, so what does he do? Does he loaf? There's Braxton. No, he turns into a defender. I like to see the hustle. He's going to try and get an angle. At the end of the day, the guy's running towards the line of scrimmage. He's got no chance of catching him. But he is at least making a beeline on an angle there, sort of trying to get involved. And he's sprinting there. But they managed to get him down before the end zone anyway. But again, not a great rep, and we're going to see it from a better angle this time. So there he is. Let's just zoom out a little bit because that's just a little bit tight there. Zoom out a little bit. So this is what I'm talking about with the width. You can see there, sort of like it's a really wide set there. And again, we're going to see both of these guys kind of come up here, and this tackle is going to just literally just run there. And it's a real mess. I mean, they slide left. I don't know why they're sliding left. They should say passive. That should be your guy. You should be looking here. It's a real mess, like I say. Again, can't stress it enough. I don't like that. I do like this. I like to see more depth on a kick slide. You can see how long his arms are. You can see literally his length. But again, this is the problem. You don't get your ass down. You don't get your hands up fast enough, and this is what happens. This body position that we see here, sort of, you can see where his weight is. Head's come forward. He's completely out of control there. And this, I think, is all due to the pass set. And at the Senior Bowl, he looked much, much better. So even after 1 week's NFL coaching, the guy is already applying it. So there's the ball sort of knocked out. You can see linebackers catching it and running, already on the run. As you can see, Braxton here, that's him there. He's going to instantly turn and sort of, so you do like the hustle, and he's sprinting at the end of the day for a big man. He's got his hustle on and he's trying to get back there. So not a great rep, but there are still some things to like on that play in terms of his effort. So again, just, again, pass pro. So, looking at what you've got on offense, you've got motion. So what's the motion telling you? Well, you've got a tight end and you've got looks like a safety following across with a number 8 there. So, and you can see you've got one safety here, and it looks like one safety here, and it looks like this is the other one here. So in terms of this wide set again, you can see how wide it is, and again we've seen that we've gone laterally and not much depth, rather than be patient in your kick slide, be patient in your set, and if you do that with the length that he's got, it's gonna create such a wide angle anyway for him to try and run around. It's going to be impossible. But again, I'm not going to harp on about it all the time, but you can see the lack of depth on the pass step. It's hard and look at the distance there in terms of the separation between one player to another. This is a problem for inside counters. So again, we've seen him get beaten once. What does he do this time? You see his hand usage there. A little bit better. Punches with that outside hand, controls on the hip. This time it's a little bit under the shoulder. But you see him actually working his leverage there, so that's much, much better. Ball gets batted down at the end of the day on the inside, but again, what we're interested in is what he does here. So let's see. So again, there's that sort of width that we talked about. You can see he's being patient with his hands to the inside for that counter. Okay, he's declared, trying to get to the outside, doesn't do the jump move this time. As he gets that wrist control there, I don't know if you can see this, but the defender gets wrist control, gets his hand off the pads, he's got a good body position. So at the moment, this is a clear win for the defender, but the recovery is what's quite impressive here. You see him drop his hand away, fights, resets back to the inside, using his body weight and strength just literally to wall him off. So again, not a great start to, but good recovery in terms of his pass set there. So I'm just going to go there. So the chat's died in my studio. So again, I'm just trying to look at what you guys are saying as well. So there he is. Again, you know, more of the same. Again, a really wide set. That's that inside counter I'm talking about. So rather than coming to the outside, this is the problem. Guard slide. So we've got a slide. We've got a 3-man slide to two defenders. And both the centre and guard, I mean, the guard manages to miss both guys, and the centre manages to miss his guy, and then you get an inside move there. So this is a real messy play in terms of what they're doing. But it's an easy win because you see the centre pushing him past screen, see the halfback escape, and Braxton needs to, and this is actually quite crafty. He gets super wide and shows that inside to wall off, give the halfback a clear room and a pass lane. You see that line there where he's walled off? Easy pass lane for the QB to throw it here. There's a screen, 2 out in front. And what it should be is this guy should go and get him, he should go and get him, and then we're happy days. It doesn't happen that way though. They both go to the first guy. Running back goes inside rather than outside. So again, wasted opportunity in terms of what they've done. But in terms of what Braxton does, you see it much, much better on this one. We've seen him do that wide pass set before. And what we're going to see is we're going to see him really oversell it this time. You see how much effort he's getting to get super wide and let the inside go. And now he's taken the inside. Now we drive him to create this pass lane for this running back who's going to come out to sort of here. Create that pass lane there for the QB. Let's see if he does it. And you can see the extension, when he starts to press him with his hands, the movement laterally that he gets to get him inside. Yeah, the running back's going to take it at the end of the day. Linebackers tend to be sort of, some of them tend to be a little bit, see car, chase car. And you give them an opportunity to go inside and they'll do that. And he does. And there goes the pass. We've got 2-on-1 there. It's a bit of a waste. Could have been a lot more had it been the running back taking the sort of the outside where he got the blocking. But at the end of the day, what we like is the sell on the screen. So again, you see a motion and you just see a squeeze this time. So you note some sort of zone on defense. So again, what is Braxton doing? Just going to circle him here. Again, it's a really wide set again. And this is their speed rusher. Much better control this time with the hands on the inside. He's got his guy completely in control there, and the QB can step up in the pocket. It's got all kinds of time to throw. Ends up checking it down rather than taking this guy. But at the end of the day, we're interested in the pass protection. We're interested in whether Braxton Jones has done a good job there, and I would say that he has. So again, we're going to see a little bit better angle this time. This is the thing with that length that he has. He's just getting his hands on him and then working him, just having the strength to sort of just literally walk him around the edge, which you have to like. Well, I like it anyway. Be interested to see what you guys say in the chat. Again, let me know in the chat if the levels are okay and everything, and if you're following what we're doing. We're going to get onto Doug Kramer in a bit, which I'm super excited about because the guy is really good. So again, left tackle, you see him sort of IDing. We've got 2 wide, even wider here. So we've got 3 again. What we're talking about earlier, 3 over 2 up close. So yeah, 1 is the really wide defensive end. But again, it's just a case of what is Braxton going to do? that wide set instantly comes to the inside, and recovery is just walking the guy across. Yeah, it's not the way it's designed to go. You're supposed to wash him to the outside. You're supposed to wash him to the outside. It's not always perfect sometimes. What you do want to do is keep the back of your numbers to the QB at all times in pass protection. Is give the QB your back at all times. And he does that. You can see here when he gets sort of that inside move, closing the distance, hesitation step. It's almost that double hand swipe that we talked about earlier to the outside. It's that double hand swipe to the inside. But this time, Braxton just gets into him, gets his hand in, starts pressing him now, just walking him past. He's completely in control all the way there. Yeah, the linebacker's sort of inside move, and he's got that because of that wide set that they do. But Braxton is completely in control there, and at the end of the day, I don't think the coaching was necessarily. Derek, do I think he'd be okay inside? I can't see him being inside. I think he's going to be swing tackle to start with, because he has played both sides, left and right. He's got so much length that it really would make sense for them to keep him at tackle, I believe. At the end of the day, when you look at the Senior Bowl and you watch him at the Senior Bowl and the way that he was able to take on the coaching there, he really did improve quite quickly. So again, in terms of where Braxton is, that's where he is. So we'll clear all of that off. Oh God, and it's just died. Get it back up. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. Get it back up. It's a good play, this. So I want to sort of show it. So there's Braxton to the top left. Again, it's that you can see that they both do this. But this time, what I love is the mirror. You see him drifting wide. Focus on this up here. In fact, see if I can drift in a little bit. Yeah, we can. So we're going to zoom in. What I love here is what you call a mirror drill. So, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen it at the combine, but they're doing a mirror drill where you sort of going left and right. The reason why is for this kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like the pass set. The footwork I don't like. It's just the way that they run it. This time you get a hard sell upfield from the defensive end. Inside move, counter spin. Just Braxton just not phased at all. Just totally in control. Mirrors. Keeps, again, what we're talking about, keeping your back to the QB. Just does it all the way through. Yeah, the guard's getting beaten by his man, just getting pushed back into the pocket. But Braxton's absolutely doing his job and does a great job of it. And you're going to see a great angle here. So just going to try and zoom in over here. That should be good. So again, in terms of watching it, there's that hard outside sell by the linebacker. It's almost like he's trying to sell that double hand chop again. Inside spin, which is his counter move. You see Braxton's just completely in control. He's just dominating him. Just totally in control. Not phased at all. That's a good job, that. Again, his footwork and his body position, his pass sets is going to be something they're going to be working on with him, as well as his run blocking. We're going to get onto some run blocking in a minute. So hopefully we'll be able to sort of see a little bit of quality in his run game. There wasn't a great deal of it in this game against Arizona State. I have to say, they got behind early and stayed behind. So again, you're sort of interested in the top of the screen up here. We'll zoom in. Braxton, the left tackle again. Okay, it's sort of more of a traditional defensive end now. He's going to try and you can see he's trying to bull rush to the inside. And Braxton's just completely got him under control, and you got him like a twist around the outside. The defensive tackle is now almost stunting around the outside. And Braxton gets there late, but he does get there to get a hand on. So you can see there. Not really a traditional stunt, but it's just I think the defensive tackle's taking the easiest way to the target. But again, does a good job. Defensive tackle gets in trouble there after the play, I believe, for a bit of roughing. Clear that off. So good quality picture today. So that's a good set. So there's that inside hand that they've got for the inside move. And again, in terms of that mirror that we're talking about, to the outside, and then there it goes to the inside, walling him across. Guard's a little bit late to take over. Braxton's in control, tries to get a piece on him, does get a hand on him at the end of the day, but and then he sort of throws him to the ground, and I'm not sure if he gets a flag on that, but again, debatable. Do I think he can challenge at the left tackle position? Not. No. If I'm being honest, I think he's a swing tackle. Is what they're looking at him being able to play as swing tackle. So I don't think he's a starter. He's quite a way off. He is very, very athletic, and it's going to take a while to work on his techniques a little bit. So you're going to get a pull this time. So it's you're leaving the outside man because it's a wham. So again, just sort of try and zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this dude is not ours this time. It's actually here is the target, but we don't want to show it too early because what we've got is a pulling guard. It's just basically when this guy's got a free run, he's going to come out and snot him in the ear, which is what the design is. So you see, centre's going to drift over to this 3. Tackle's also coming inside, so they're leaving in both outside guys. Tackle comes across when the guard comes across. You see Braxton is literally just inside move, leaves his man, gets down to the backer, hands on the backer, again just controlling him, and then getting into a drive mode when he's sort of and a finish at the end of the day. So out of a 2-point set, it's not easy actually to run block particularly effectively, especially when you're a lot taller than your guy. But again, just using his mass, getting a bit of control, bit of movement, so 2-3 yards. You'll take 2-3 yards. Not bad at all, really. Yeah, Kane, I agree with you that the stunt he should have switched a little bit sooner. But again, there's such width. I'm not going to criticise too much. You can see it in terms of the alignment that we're sort of a traditional sort of alignment. But off the snap in this pass set, they get super wide at the tackle. And this gap here extends quite quickly. So the reason why, when there's an inside move and you're sort of feeding it, you're waiting for the guard to get over. So quite often, and again, this is part of their scheme, I believe, where they both come so wide, it creates sort of a void here between guard and tackle that you're waiting to close down, which is why these end tackle twists, which is what they are, is why they're so effective. And again, we're looking at Braxton here going to the middle backer because the middle backer is his guy. I just want to see his hand, a bit more physicality and aggressiveness, but at the end of the day, he's control blocking, and he's doing that. And now he's into a drive phase. You see now he's got half a man. Better running back sort of uses that to get the guy to commit, sort of shows outside and then cuts back, or shows inside and then cuts outside. But at the end of the day, it's a rare thing in this game to actually see some run blocking. So just trying to evaluate what he was able to do off the back of that. So, again, got to enjoy what you see when you see it at the end of the day. And that's few and far between in this game with the run plays. So, and we need to see what he looks like as a run blocker. So again, it's actually wide zone. So wide zone, and again, it's against the sort of a very wide set defensive end. The wide zone is kind of what we want to see, and they actually block this. The centre gets to the outside of his defensive tackle, that's pretty good. Guard gets down to the backer, that's pretty good. And Braxton just literally needs to keep his guy to the outside and then finish him if he starts to come back inside, which he does. And you're going to see it from this other angle. Again, wide zone, which is what we want. It's what we're looking for at the end of the day. This is sort of wide zone. The guard's never going to get there, so you're never going to get a switch on this one. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get that and then round to there to wall it off, which is traditional. once you're there and it's so wide, then you just go to the second level. And again, what we're talking about, the centre does a good job. Half man, he's got his head play side. It's exactly the way you want it. Guard now can come down to the backer. Braxton's got to keep control of his man. He has to keep outside integrity. So once he starts to come inside, you know that as an offensive tackle. Again, it's just pure mass and strength is what he's doing here. And so 71 kind of gets there and then completely misses his target. He's running to where the block guy was and not where he's going. So if he runs here, he gets him, but he doesn't. He sort of runs towards him and then ends up doing that and missing him completely. But Braxton is what we're interested in here. See, the defensive end's now trying to make a tackle. Braxton getting on top of him, just driving him into the floor. So again, few and far between the actual run plays. He does it. Bare Truth saying in the chat that he looks like a waistband a lot instead of dropping his lower body more. It's true of his collegiate tape. Certainly in the Senior Bowl, they got on top of that very early, and he did take to the coaching very well. I think we've seen that play. So we're on the last play now of Braxton Jones, and then we're going to get into Doug Kramer, which I am excited about because I think there's a sneaky chance he might be the centre and we might see Lucas Patrick go to right guard. So there's motion, you see a squeeze, which tells you it's sort of zone. But in terms of what Braxton's doing, he's got a tight end to his side. So you see hands on the defensive end. And again, he's getting movement. You see him starting to move the guy off the line of scrimmage. So again, it's the back side of the play because the play's just coming this side. It's back side of the play, but we're going to see him actually generate some movement on this. And that, at the end of the day, that's like a 5 tech, if you will. That this sort of size guy is approaching 300 pounds, 280, 290 certainly. And again, too high in his stance, but he gets his mitts on him and he gets his head play. You see, he's working his head play side. And he's got his hand on the chest, and now he gets in a better position to drive. And look at that. Once he gets his head down, he gets his pads down, look what happens. Just absolutely mushes his man. So, the ability is there. It's, again, what they're going to focus on. The reason why I say he's going to be a swing tackle, because he's got such length, etc., but he does need some work. So once that work gets in there, and you see him being able to do this sort of thing, and you look at his RAS score and his athleticism, and it's outstanding, for a guy that size to move the way he does. And his Senior Bowl, which I recommend you all take a look at. Go have a look at his Senior Bowl tape because that was really, really good stuff. He played very well there. On to Doug Kramer now. There are some good things, there are some bad things. At times, Doug Kramer, because he's on the lighter side, tends to get ahead of his feet in terms of his weight ahead of his feet, and he's on the ground sometimes. But what you do love about Doug Kramer, and this is fantastic. I mean, you can quite clearly see the intent from Illinois here. In terms of what we've got, it's a pretty heavy set, single back. Brisker we've got here against Penn State. So what you're going to see here, that is if my software hasn't given up the ghost again. Right, no, it hasn't, so that's fine. So, again, you talk about a zone centre. Bare Truth, would you like to see his head up a little bit? It's a case of keeping his ass down. You got to be. You can have your head up, but you still need your head to be lower than the other guy. If you watch Doug Kramer here, he's going to what is basically it's like an outside shade 2. So it's not really a 3. He's not in the gap, but he's kind of outside shoulder, almost a 3 tech. So guard away from the snap hand to a 3 tech. This zone blocking, which is what you're seeing here. I love the way that Doug Kramer blocks in zone. And again, you talk about moving people, and you can quite clearly see the movement he's generating on 54 there and staying sticky. But what I love here is, okay, yeah, fine, 54's gone. You see him turn and start looking for this guy. You see where his eyes are? He's literally looking straight at him. He's thinking, okay, my running back's got free. And then look at the hustle of him getting downfield. This is Doug Kramer every single play Illinois. That the whole thing. And again, this is his target, so he's kind of a 3-tech there, but you know, he is a 3-tech. We'll call him a 3. So again, watch Doug here in terms of this is some work here to get on that to wall off. So at the end of the day, he's not going to get across on a switch here. So in other words, outside shade, take over there. You're not going to get that. But what you are going to get is a double. So okay, fine. Then we're going to double, and then look at the movement he's getting there, the generation of power that he's using. And then that's the thing is, he sees his running back. Okay, so I'm going to turn. I'm going to get upfield. Look at the effort. You talk about hustle. Look at him. He's thinking, okay, if my running back stays up there, I've got a chance of hitting somebody else. This is him on every single play. I just love the way he plays. There are times, and this is his faults are, like I said, he will drop his head from time to time and get his weight past his feet, and that's when he goes to the floor a little bit. It's just a case of just coaching him to make sure. And again, talk about the communication. Brisker coming up. You see the motion coming across. You see him point now. We've squeezed in, so we've gone past the centre. He knows it's a squeeze in, so the numbers have changed in the box. That's what he's communicating here. So again, motion goes back, and this is something they do really, really well, because you can see where they're lined up. It's almost like a 3, and you get a guard and centre pull. You talk about athleticism in like a wide zone. Look at this pull. The tight end does a decent job walling off his guy. Guard the first man round, kind of overruns it a little bit. But look at Doug Kramer here. That's his dude. His eyes are fixed on him. Look at him turn the corner, square up, get straight, which he does. First down play. Look at the intent here. You talk about you want to be angry as an lineman and hit somebody and drive him. Look at where he's got his head, right under his chin. He's the lowest man against the DB, for Christ's sake, and he's a centre. And look at him just running him down the field, stays on him, and then gets up, starts looking. He's chatting to him. You see him here. You see him yawping at him. Well, I love it. I love this kind of attitude. He's talking to him, letting him know, I just pushed you all over the field, mate. So there you go. There's the motion. Squeeze in. Numbers have changed. Go back outside. There's a tackle. And again, the right guard does a good job sort of getting across the front of 99 there, who's probably their best defensive lineman. The guard wraps around. 72 comes up. Whoops. Don't know why we did that. So 72 comes round. Wraps 12. Yeah, kind of overruns it a little bit. And again, you talk about Doug. Look at his head. Okay, first target. Okay, that's there. Okay, but it's your guy. Okay, now look where he is. Straight onto 16. Okay, now I'm going to hit you. Hands in, head under the chin, hands into the chest. Drive. So where he makes first contact is what? The 47? Call it 47 yard line. 47, 40, 37, that's 10 yards. 10 yards on a pull against a smaller, faster guy. Yeah, you're gonna push him. Yeah, there's Derek Carter. Yeah, I think there's a chance this kid could be. This kid could well. He's a centre only. He's not a guard. He's not got the length or mass to be a guard. He is a centre only, but I think there's a chance that he's got an opportunity to potentially be. Brisker is all over this tape against Illinois, but in this game. So again, in terms of what we're getting, it's that pull again. And again, the left tackle does a great job getting off the snap onto the defensive tackle, blocks down. Again, there's the guard coming up into the. And again, look where Doug's eyes are. Look where his eyes are. First threat upfield. You talk about identifying threats, particularly important in zone blocking. You've got to ID your threats. And 72 comes round. They've done a really good job here. So, I mean, this looks exciting. If you're a running back running behind Doug Kramer here, and you can see Doug's, okay, receiver's doing a good job. Okay, Doug's looking for someone to hit. Who am I going to hit? Okay, I might be able to get on a smurf here. Okay, well, 22 he's come off. You see the receiver's come off 23. Okay, well, I'll get on him then. And then I'm going to literally throw him at that point. They see the shove at the end, the nastiness, and he still tries to get on him a second time. He wants to punish people. I love this. This is so much of a sea change from Sam Mustafa. I friggin' love this kind of play. You've got to love it. Yeah, so I mean, again, looking at this pull, you talk about zone and being able to sort of get wide, get lateral, get out with speed. Doug didn't test as well because he didn't have the long arms, etc. And again, this is what I love: is watch his head. And again, talk about teaching. You can tell his experience because he's looking. Okay, 23 is coming inside. Okay, we've got that walled off. 17's not going to get there. Okay, 72 is going out there. Okay, is this guy going to be my guy or is this guy going to be my guy? So he's looking. Okay, the wide receiver is losing. He's losing. Okay, I'm outside. That's my first target. We can let him worry about him. Okay, so there he is onto his target. Nails him. Again, where does he make contact first? On the 30. There's 5 yards. And there's 7 where he throws him out of bounds. So you see the right hand, that push there. Get down, son. And then he's trying to hit him again. Love it. Love it. He's literally pushes him once. Okay, I'm going to try and get you again. Just make sure I've completely flattened you. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit. There you go. You can see him looking at him at the end. Just love it. Yeah, he doesn't have the length, Doug Kramer, but he's a very good, well, potentially very good. Okay, so shorter arms, shorter bodies. He's just barely 6'2". At the end of the day, scraping 300 pounds, just over. He's got a one tech here to his snap hand, his right hand. So let's see how he's going to deal with this. Again, you can see it's a heavy set. There's a fairly obvious intent here. We're going to run the ball. And let's see how they do with that one tech. So he's got to work over to the one tech, and the one tech actually slants against him, gets his head. You see him get his head under Doug's chest there. You see him get in first. He's kind of won the snap at that point there. But look at Doug. Does he give up? No. Does he concede ground? Well, yeah, a tiny little bit. But then watch him now torque his body. Literally from there, okay, I'm going to set my feet, get my left hand back to the inside. I'm just going to use my core strength, just to hold you there. Walk off that backside with the left tackle coming down. Walled it off. Okay, number 5's got to try and make the tackle. He can't. Into the secondary. And where's Doug Kramer? Here he is. First lineman downfield, looking for somebody to hit again. Every single play is literally he's running downfield. He's the first guy to pick up his running back. Up we get. Back to the huddle. Let's go again. Again, this is what I'm talking about. He's almost a 2. One technically is in the hole. He's almost the inside shade on the shoulder of the guard. So it's a difficult snap off his. It's a difficult task off his snap hand. And what he does is, as you say, he's taking a step towards him because he thinks he's gonna come there, but he doesn't. He almost slants in towards him. So that's, you see him press. Doug knows he's got to wall this off so his back can cut back because he's been beaten to the inside, and that's what he does. He uses his core strength there, just enough to not concede too much ground, reset his hands inside, head under his chest. Okay, reset. See how he drops his head? So he's lost there, drops his head again. Now he's under his man. You see that? Lost there, drop your head again, reset your feet, drop your head, get back under your man. That's a win. That is a win. And we'll take that. Compare and contrast to what we've had at centre last few years. And you got to enjoy it. Because I am. Love watching this. So again, one tech to his snap hand. This time, it's again, talk about zone blocking. He's not going to get to his guards man. 99 is actually a good defensive tackle for them. What he is going to do is go hunting a linebacker. Okay, So again, in terms of what he's doing, you see, there's Brisker coming on a blitz. Knows that the tight end's coming down, or he should be coming down in the zone scheme. Knows he's a free man in zone. So he knows that Brisker is not his man. You talk about smarts. Yeah, I haven't interviewed him or anything, but he knows from the alignment, there's one, disregard because he's too wide. Okay, so we know tight end 1, tight end 2. Tight end 1 is going to have Brisker. He's going to have him. I'm going to go up to there. That's the way he knows this from alignment. And again, okay, sees Brisker. He's looking at Brisker. I'm going to ignore him because I know he's not mine. Tight end comes off. Tackle drives that way. Again, we've got a good cutback. You think David Montgomery's going to eat with this kind of blocking? I do. And again, there's Doug on his man. Gets past him. Now he's turning and going downfield again. And, you know, he's, again, you talk about hustle. Okay, running back's got past him. Okay, tight end's helping him. And he's still chasing it downfield, trying to get involved. First dude there again from the offensive line is Doug Kramer. So watching again from this side. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of understanding that's his, that's his, that's his, that's his. Okay, that's mine, you know, and then we're going to come down here and create a cutback. So, again, moving inside, because, yeah, technically on a zone, you're trying to work a double there. You're never going to get there once he's got outside there. So, okay, it's my job to get down to the linebacker, which he does. This is the only thing that Doug does from time to time get caught with. Just getting a little bit too far ahead of his feet in terms of his weight. And sometimes if he doesn't hit the target square, like he has there, he'll glance off and he'll go down. And that's the thing he's got to work on, is not relying just on making contact with the head and then hands. Is he needs to strike with both, you know, not so much lead with the head, but lead with the hand punch and get your head in there and then press. Because this is what happens. Sometimes you slide off the back of people, and if you don't get him as square as this, and that's what I'm saying, where he's trying to accelerate into the player there, just drops his head a little bit. Sometimes he'll miss his target in his tape at Illinois, and that's when he goes down, and that's when it's not good. But again, you talk about, you know, I've made my block there. Okay, am I out of the play? No, I'm not out of the play. Here I am. Here I am. Okay, it looks like dead and buried there, running back. Oh my God, he's come out. He's come out the other side. You see the effort? He's started to accelerate again. That hustle is infectious on an offensive line. You see guys hustling downfield and hitting people. It becomes infectious and contagious, and everyone gets in there, and, you know, good stuff. Love it. So, yeah, so that's the next one. So motion again, you know, we've got what looks like an A gap. We've got a bluff. You know, the guy's up in here and he's showing blitz. Brisker is also up here. He's quite common for them to blitz Brisker. So again, Doug, which way does he call the pressure? Because we got, you know, in terms of 3-4 over here. Does he call it left? He does. So he calls it left, which is correct because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 there. He's called it left because he's taking there. Half back in here. Double there with the outside also protected. So he's called the protection to the correct side. In terms of how is his job doing against the linebacker, decent body position. Again, you know, in terms of hand in the chest, head nice and low, good body position. Once the guy gets airborne like that, I'd like to see you press him into the ground. But again, it's quite cluttered there in terms of... So again, here, in terms of, like, you know, IDing what we're looking at the moment, it looks like, you know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to this side. 1, 2, 3. So you'd be saying, okay, if we're going to go anyway, we've got 3 there and we've got 2 here, so we're okay. We can kind of stay square. Once you get to this shift and then the A gap bluff here, now all of a sudden you see how the numbers have changed. So now you see him tapping his ass. This is not a coincidence, people. Tapping his ass, left, 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 loosey, loosey, loosey. We're going left. You see him talking to his guys, left, left, left. Okay, yeah. Okay, snap location, because we've got an A-gap blitz. It's a little bit low, but it's okay. A-gap blitz in terms of, 13 coming as well. Halfback gets just enough of him. Doug's job on his linebacker. Again, look at the hand placement, middle of the chest. Just walking his guy. That's where I want to see you push him and throw him onto the floor. Right there. Thanks, Alex. Good to see you. On number 7. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we've got. In terms of, we're getting some sort of an alert here. You see the QB doing the old sort of jazz hands. They've got some sort of alert there. In terms of Doug, you see Doug communicating to his lineman. Okay, looking over there, 3 over there, so that's where it's going. That's the mic. Okay, yeah, lovely. Calling the mic, so the protection slides that way. You see him going right. Looks like that twist. You see 40 coming in. He goes away, twist. Does Doug pick it up? Of course he does, because he's a smart centre. His eyes, and he's keeping his head up, and his vision is really his strong suit. Really his best bit. The QB play from Illinois was at times, I mean, this is just woeful. What that is, I don't know. It's just abysmal. But anyway, we're looking at Doug Kramer. Again, in terms of, there's the jazz hands, jazz hands, jazz hands. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, well, at least try and get your throw on target. The point in number 13 is the mic. Okay, got a 3 tech to this side, one tech here. That's your guy. That's your guy. We're going right here. So there's the tackle going away. Defensive tackle number 54 going away. 40 comes across. Doug sees him. Oh, look at where his eyes are. Look at his body position. Perfect. Keep your ass down. Head up. Yeah, he gets rocked back a little bit, but he's in control. Stops him dead. Hand in the chest. Yeah, good job. Awful pass. Again, pointing out who the mic is. More jazz hands. Okay, now we're pointing again. Uncounted man in the box is Brisker. So they're talking, they're communicating. Communication's good. Going to the right. There's a double that we're talking about. So this is the zone blocking that we're talking about. Guard gets upfield, which is exactly what you want because it creates an easier void to get behind. Make contact down to second level. Doug's got to take over. Let's see how he does. And again, you talk about walking your legs around, walking your hips around, getting your body position, and then stopping and walling off. Exactly the way you want to do it there. Good stuff. Again, so there's lots of different ways to do this as a zone block, but I like this being aggressive, getting upfield to create contact first, let your centre have a little bit of time to his snap hand, again right-handed, so he doesn't have to lose ground. The Bears too often were too slow coming off here, and the centre had to give to get depth to go on there. But if you're the first man off the snap and you're getting upfield, it means it's a lot easier for your centre then to sort of just zone over. So here's where the zone block goes. 63, you can see get upfield. And look how much easier it is because you're making contact past the line of scrimmage. Doug's able to get across and look at him walk his feet around. This is what we talk about, walking your feet around. Doug's able to get his shoulder, you see his head's already play side. Love it. Walk your hips around. Keep your feet nice and wide. Wall it off now. Okay, it's walled off. There we go. Done the job. Yeah, his arms are what his arms are at the end of the day. I mean, you can knock him for not having the longest arms in the world, but what I like is that he uses what he has really, really well. So it's good stuff at the end of the day. So different game. Illinois at home this time. So again, you see him pointing out that we've got some sort of shift here. Okay, blitzer. Linebackers coming. This is Wisconsin, by the way. So this is Leo Chanel, this one here. And Jack Sanborn is the undrafted free agent that we've got as a linebacker. So Jack Sanborn, 57. Keep your eye on him as well. But Doug Kramer's who we're interested in. Leo Chanel is a hell of an effective blitzer. The guy he's big, he's fast, and he's effing strong and athletic. He's a bit of a unicorn in terms of his testing numbers. But again, what I love is sort of the body position and the angle there. Yeah, he gets rocked back, and you see him, he gets really rocked back there. It's great contact there by Leo Chanel, and then into a drive, but he just stops him dead. Just absolutely stops him dead. And again, Leo Chanel makes a tackle because he's just a bit of a freak, to be honest. Jack Sanborn, Leo Chanel. Again, so you see the linebacker switch to strength. And that's what he's just talked to. That's the Mike. This is the Will. So in terms of what does Doug do, yeah, and he's got a bit of a run up. You can see he's just being patient. You see, he's not chasing him. Not chasing him. Gets rocked pretty good there. You know, he's a big boy, Chanel. But again, rocked. Okay, drop your head again. Work your feet back again. Look, who's the lowest man again? So he gets rocked. And then, fine. His play strength, Derek Carter asking in the chat, do you think he needs to get stronger? It never hurts to be stronger. It never hurts to be quicker. It never hurts to be more flexible or to have a better core strength. But in terms of his technique, he's very, very good. Yeah, his arms are what they are. But at the end of the day, you've got to love the way he uses what he has. And yeah, he could benefit a bit from being stronger, but at the end of the day, his technique's good, and that's what you want. At the end, we don't want him chasing things, and that's the only thing is at times he gets too eager to get really strong contact, and at times, like I say, this is one of the things that happened against Wisconsin a couple of times because he was trying to get his own back on Chanel a little bit and sort of hit him and leave a mark on him, so to speak. He got a little bit out of balance at times, and that's what caused him some issues. Again, you're seeing all this movement up front from Wisconsin in terms of shifts and slides, and linebackers come in, and okay, yeah, fine, linebackers coming, and it's an A-gap blitz. But you see that you got basically he's aiming at guard, he's aiming at tackle, and then we're leaving this guy to come around the back. So that's what we're dealing with up front in terms of what Illinois needs to deal with. Doug has his head there. You see him clear his head and 41's coming. This is what I'm talking about in terms of the skill set that Doug Kramer has. His vision is absolutely excellent. So the length, etc., is less of a concern for me because he gets his body into great positions like this and he uses his hands well. He uses his feet even better. He ties his hands and feet together. It's just really, really good. So again, in terms of watching this, what it looks like up front initially, it looks, and then we get the linebacker going out because it's man. Okay, yeah, man. Okay, number 6, you need to go across. And then, Chanel's coming up. We've got 3 up the middle, and basically what they're doing is, and this twist round the back. So that's the stunt that they're running. Again, watch Doug. Head down, gives him over to his guard, instantly got his head up. There he comes. Look at his hand position there, just waiting. Look at his hand position. It's just, honestly, I can't tell you how good this is. And then the guard comes over. Illinois do a really good job on the offensive line, to be fair. They're pretty good. And Doug Kramer is really, it's just a shame that they had nothing at QB last year. It was abysmal. But great stuff up front. And again, in terms of who we've got now, it's Minnesota. You can quite clearly see middle of the field. Awful lighting in that stadium, but there we go. So there's Doug again sort of pointing out the mic and where the strength is in terms of zoning left, it's wide zone left, so wide zone perfectly applicable. Again, we're not getting across to that guy who is technically the target, so we're going to get to linebacker, and again, it's just smart. It's just smart. He has an excellent base, Derek. His body position, I mean, look at this body position here, there, just turns, walls him off. Arguably, him not trying to get onto that defensive tackle, turn back, take the linebacker who is the first threat, which in zone, it's about threats. If you're not going to get to your initial target, don't bother. Let your guy take him because it's in position. And you get on the next target, the first threat into the hole, which is what Doug does. It's just, again, he goes to the ground a little bit on there, but if you watch this from the other angle, this is great stuff. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be he gets to him, you take over, he gets to him. That's the way it's supposed to be. Outside shoulder, into the linebacker, take over, drive him, and then it's all rounded back, and then you go to there, you go to there. So that's what it's supposed to be. Inside shoulder to there, inside there, that to there, there. It's yours. And then, off you go. That's what it's supposed to be. But again, look at his eyes, look at Doug's eyes. Look at that. Yeah, linebacker's coming, he's playing that, he's playing the blitz. Yeah, he's playing the run blitz. Fine, okay, that's my dude. Fullback doesn't need to take him. So fullback gets down onto this guy. There's Doug, look at his body position there. Talk about stopping your feet and getting a good base. There you go. Hole made. Fullback gets in on it. Running back bounces to the outside. It's good stuff. Okay, and here we go. There's a motion. Okay, what's Doug doing? Against run play. This is more of a traditional zone block. Again, guard's able to take over, get down to linebacker. Doug's on his man. Driving him into the floor. Great finish. 65. So again, this is the target. Guard's able to get there. You get onto him. Guard goes down to the next level. There you go. And again, it's quite... Yeah, you're having to work quite hard to get your feet around. Look at him working his feet and just driving. 6 yards downfield, end up on top of the man. Good stuff. And 54 getting a piece of somebody as well. And I think this is the last play. Or it might be the same one. That's actually the same play. So that's it. So let's just get onto there. So that's Doug Kramer and Braxton Jones. I hope you liked it. If you did, subscribe, share the video, do whatever you want to do. Enjoy yourselves, take care of people, and enjoy your holiday weekend. And thanks to everyone that's gives service. Take care of each other. Bear down.